When you think of the gear John Mayer uses, words like affordable and accessible aren't usually the first that come to mind. We know that John Mayer has a taste for the finer things in terms of gear. Dumbles, vintage Strats, very expensive Martin guitars, Klon Centaurs. You guys get the idea. Now, while of course John does also use gear that is affordable and accessible, seeing him use a piece of gear that you describe as budget isn't something you'd really expect. But during the Born and Raised and Paradise Valley era and tour, that is exactly what John did. On his pedal board for the Born and Raised and Paradise Valley era tour, John had a Moore Ana Echo delay pedal on it. Now this is a delay pedal that is less than $100 new, and that's pretty much by definition a budget pedal. Now it goes without saying, and I'm sure most of you guys are aware of this, but I'll state the somewhat obvious. This isn't the main delay pedal that John used during that era. He had his Pete Cornish TES delay, and if you guys haven't heard of that pedal, Google it. It's absolutely incredible, uber rare and expensive. It's just the ultimate Grail Mayer pedal, but I digress. How John used this Moore Ana Echo delay pedal is really interesting, and it was really for one purpose. He had it in a Keeley True Bypass looper, and inside that loop he had a TC Electronics Ditto as well as the delay pedal. And before he would launch into Paper Doll, John would create loops with the delay and kind of mess around on his own before the song even started. And there's lots of footage on YouTube you guys can go and see. It's really interesting and super unique the way he did these introductions to Paper Doll during this era, and it's definitely something I wanted to highlight for you guys, as you're going to see in these upcoming examples. Now the setup for these loop sequences before Paper Doll would start is extremely simple. Like I said, you have in a Keeley looper, the Ditto looper, and the Ana Echo, but it's because it can be simple. It's all John needed, a simple delay with a looper in order to create a really awesome sound and introduction for that song. Again, that is something that was extremely unique to the Born and Raised in Paradise Valley era. This is all this loop section was used for, was just for Paper Doll. Of course, in this context, the pedal sounds fantastic. It definitely goes to show that you don't need a pedal with magic pixie dust and NOS parts in it in order to get some amazing sounds. Even Chris Buck, another one of my all-time favorite guitar players, he uses the Moore Trelicopter. Yeah, that's one, the Trelicopter. He uses that pedal as well, and again, sounds fantastic with it. So there definitely is nothing wrong with using any of these budget pedals, but John is someone who you definitely wouldn't think of using one of these pedals, and it's really interesting to see him use it just in a very, very small context of the entire show, but the fact that the pedal plays a part in the way they designed that loop sequence in order to create something really memorable and just a highlight of the Born and Raised in Paradise Valley era. I wish John would kind of do more loops, honestly, with that. Even during the Rise for the River show, he used the TC Electronics 4x looper and created beautiful acoustic loops, and it's just really unique. And it's something I wish John would do more. But we have come to the point in the video where I have to show you guys the unfortunate downside that sometimes occur with budget pedals. In the footage you guys are about to see here, the Ana Echo actually fails on John and doesn't work when he goes to step on it before he starts the looping sequence.
I'm not going to step on that again.
And in that footage there, you guys would have seen John step on a pedal and receive a very harsh squealing noise. And of course, he told everyone, yeah, I'm just not going to step on that again. And based on the footage, even though you can't see that he stepped on the Ana Echo to receive that harsh noise, based on the fact that the Ditto looper was clearly working, as well as the Keeley loop for the entire loop, the loop switcher was working, it must be the Ana Echo. And when you hear that footage as well compared to the other ones I showed in this video, it's very dry sounding. You don't hear that delay going at all. So clearly it was the Ana Echo that did fail on John for that specific performance. And that is the unfortunate downside of sometimes using a more affordable budget pedal, is that their tour worthiness can come into question, and in this example here, it ends up failing on John. So that's just a different side to this whole story that I thought would be really cool to highlight for you guys in this video. And there you guys go. Again, since the Rise for the River, Born and Raised Paradise Valley acoustic night John put on this past weekend, I have just been doing an absolute deep dive into this era. The tones are fantastic. The gear he was using, everything is just super special. This era, I think, for a lot of people is incredibly special, and you guys can expect a lot more content surrounding this era coming to the channel, because I'm definitely on a Born and Raised kick right now, that's for sure, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are. So if there's anything specific to Born and Raised that you guys want to see to the channel, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to get that content out to you guys. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.